You don't get too far studying statistics without hearing the phrase, figures don't lie, but liars do figure. What that's saying is that statistics is math, so it shouldn't lie. But the people who use statistics, well, they just might. Kind of. Look at these actual headlines describing the results of a survey about the US economy. Good news for the economy. Survey says most Americans believe the worst is over. And most Americans see no improvement in their personal finances this year. Something doesn't sound right, does it? Both headlines reference a majority of Americans. Yet one clearly describes a positive outlook, while the other describes a negative one. But with just a little research into each headline, we see that they were not only based on the same survey, they were also based on the same question from that survey. How could that be? Let's find out by looking at the survey itself. The original question asked, how do you expect your personal financial situation to change in the coming year? 20% responded that they expected it to improve, so you could say they had a positive outlook. 20% said they expected it to get worse, so they had a negative outlook. But most, 60%, said they expected no change. That means the majority of respondents had a neutral outlook, not positive, not negative. So how could either of those headlines possibly be accurate if the survey itself said the majority was neutral? The answer is likely in how the headline writers grouped the results. Grouping is how data analysts can sometimes simplify complex survey results by combining or grouping similar categories of responses. It often makes survey results easier to understand, as long as the grouped categories are similar. If not, grouping can bias those results. Imagine a class of 10 students was going to get lunch delivered, and the professor asked one of those students to find out what the majority wanted for lunch, pizza or burgers. So this student asked the class to vote. 3 students said they wanted burgers, 2 said pizza, and the rest said they didn't care. So she probably told the professor that more students preferred burgers, right? Well, maybe she did. Maybe she didn't. If she was one of the 2 who wanted pizza, she could have grouped those 2 with the 5 who didn't care, creating a majority of students exclusive of those who wanted burgers. Then she could have told the professor, truthfully, that she asked all 10 students whether they preferred pizza or burgers, and only 3 students preferred burgers, which made them a minority and implied that pizza was the choice of the majority. Ew, sneaky. But it happens. Just look at our original example. There were only 3 categories in our question's responses: positive outlook, negative outlook, and the large neutral group. But combining that large neutral group with either of the other 2, it creates a majority exclusive of the other. Therefore, by combining the neutral category with the positive category, we can indeed say 80% do not have a negative outlook. Likewise, adding the neutral category with the negative category allows us to say 80% do not have a positive outlook. So, both headlines could indeed be supported. The figures didn't lie, but you might say someone did some figuring. So, the next time the figures don't add up, take a closer look at the figuring.